Hello everybody, this is Orange, and welcome to my Abyss, and I would like to do an updated manga collection tour. It's been a few years since I did the last one, and I would like to go over how much my collection has changed within the past few years I've done it, and also how differently it's laid out now. It looks so nice. So, this is also kind of a birthday special. I'm hopefully going to be uploading this on my birthday so you guys can see. And I have over 600 volumes of manga, and over 100 issues of comics, and that also includes floppy issues I have right there. I'm going to go over those at the end. I divided it into two videos last time I did this, but I'm just going to do it into one and just have those at the end for the people who aren't here for comics. So let's start at the top of the shelf. I have them divided into two different ways. So this shelf is everything that I have completed or I'll no longer completing because I have a few one issues over there. And here at least the top three shelves are all manga that I have that are currently ongoing. And the bottom shelf is just, things that I didn't have, space for. It's just, room for more space for, longer, thicker, chunkier series. So let's get started with shelf number one, starting off with some of the, hardcovers, some of the beautiful hardcovers, with Revolutionary Girl Utena, volumes 1 and 2. I love me some Revolutionary Girl Utena, it's a good time. I do prefer the anime more, but the manga still is a fantastic time to read. Or how fantastic it can be for Utena. And then, one of my favorites, call me generic, but it's always going to be one of my favorites, the Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Editions, volumes 1 through 18. It is so good to have this on my shelf like this. Full Metal Alchemist, I think is one of the most acclaimed manga anime things on earth, and I think it's fully justified. It is one of my favorites. I reread it so much. It always just gets me right in the heart, and these editions are dang beautiful. Let's see. Oh, I got Emmy right there. Look at them. Oh, these editions are wonderful to have. And then, just for funsies, I have the Full Metal Alchemist 4 complete, the 4 coma one, which in the original run of Full Metal Alchemist, they had 4 coma panels, which are just comic strips on a funny page. And that is one knock I have against this one, is they don't have the 4 comas, and they don't have the little image that would be at the end of every single issue of all the characters that died in the issue going to heaven. I do miss that though, but I do think these are really good. But this is just so I can have all the 4 comas, because I like some of them. And also it's small enough so I can take Full Metal Alchemist with me everywhere I go. Then right here, I guess we have a weird one. It's Penguin Gentleman. I do not know why I have this in my collection. I guess I just saw it and I thought it looked interesting, and the innards are cute enough, so there we go. And then we have Drifting Classrooms, volumes 1, 2, and 3. Classic horror manga right here. Wonderful, beautiful, perfect. You can see there's a bookmark in here because my dad has been reading this one. Because manga is for everyone, and you should share your collection with whoever comes into your house. And then below here, these are actually all completed. And you might be wondering, I know for sure there aren't 8 volumes of Dorohedoro. Well, that's because if I go down here, I'm actually stacking up all the volumes underneath it. It gives me more space. It may not be as good for my books in the long run, but who cares? I take as good as cares as I can. I have limited space, and this is the best way I can figure out how to do it. So I'll actually start with the back shelf. I do have Dorohedoro all completed with 23 volumes. It's fantastic, wonderful, perfect. Love me, loving my edge. Pluto, volumes 1 through 8, of course. House of Five Leaves, 1 through 8. Monster, 1 through 9. Another one of my favorites. You can't even see what I'm doing. Children of the Sea, that's 1 through 5. Witches, which is a one-off. Claudine, right here. Fantastic there. Be Very Afraid of Kanako Onuki. Very nice horror anthology. Then we have Cheese Sweet Homes, only 1 through 3. And below here, we have Parasites, volume 1 through 8. I believe Parasites being re-released with those hardcover fully colored, and I do think those editions are beautiful, but I love these editions enough, so I'm gonna just keep these. And then I have Neo Parasite M and F. These are Parasite anthologies made by M, all male authors, then F, all female authors, and I think, being anthologies, some stories are better than others, but I like having the anthologies, and I like having the body horror. And then we have number 5, volumes 1 through 4. You can see my weird misprint that I have for number 5, where the entire spine is like that. And also, have you guys noticed that the font is wrong on volume 4? This is a curse release, but it's a really good series nonetheless. And then we have another one of my all-time favorites, Cirque du Freak, volumes 1 through 6. I actually have a book, like an actual like novel shelf, in another room, and I do have this entire series with the original novel format. If you don't know, Search a Freak was originally a book series, and it just got adapted into a manga, and the manga is fantastic. I think it does a few things like better than the book series does, but I also think the book series does a few things better than this one does. It's equal, and then you don't watch the movie. It's that simple. And then next up, we got Alice in the Country of Hearts, volumes 1, 2, and 3, as well as Alice in the Country of Hearts, My Fanatic Rabbit. Alice in the Country of Hearts was based on an Otome game, so a lot of, and it had a lot of spin-offs that all focused on, like, Alice going off and, like, dating a bunch of men. And this one is when she's dating Elliot. Look at that beautiful cover. Elliot is, I do think I like Nightmare more, but I think Elliot's my favorite, one to have paired with Alice, so I just have that there for, like, nostalgia's sake. Then we have The Walking Cat. #1 series that made me cry, The Walking Cat. Very good. And next to that, we have The Wise Wise Beast of the Wizarding Wisdoms. I just picked this up because I thought the cover was very cool. And it was also done by the same mangaka as Girl from the Other Side. We'll get to that later. But it's like cute enough. It's a BL, no! It's fine. It's a BL anthology series. And, you know, again, being an anthology, some stories I like better than others, but it's overall very cute. And then we have Town of Pigs, which is a release by Starfruit Books, who are like a smaller indie publishing company, and I really liked how this one turned out, and I have a few other books pre-ordered from them. But this is a Hideshi Hino story, and a lot of Hino stories are becoming available in America because of Starfruit, and I'm so happy about that. Very gory, very gross. I don't really get grossed out by grosso too often because I'm like so desensitized to it, but like this one like got me in a few places. Then we have Gone, volumes 1 through 7, and I think the way that most people collect Gone is actually through the Italian box set because it's a series that has no words, so you know you don't have to worry about it not being translated correctly. But I don't know why I didn't go with that. I went with getting all the singles, despite the fact that, oh god, I got all the singles used, and I literally can't repair this because if I do, it'll tear that off. Collect the box set if you can, because these were not fun to get. But I do love Gone. I think it's so cute. It's such a fun series. And below that, we have the Junji Ito Shrine, all the way back here. I think I have everything he has released so far, aside from No Longer Human, which is actually an adaptation of like another story. I personally didn't vibe with it too well. I like Ito for more of his horror, and like that one did not vibe with me too well. So it's Gyo, Uzumaki, Tomi, Shiver, Smashed, Frankenstein, Love Sickness, Deserter, Censor, Rima, Venus in the Blind Spot, Liminal Zone, Black Paradox, The Cat Diary, Dissolving Classroom, and that's all I have from him so far. I love me some Junji Ito. He's just my guy. And then we have some classic collections of Lupin the Third, Thick as Thieves, one of my favorite. I love you so much, Lupin the Third. Cutie Honey, your series, Devilman's 1 and 2. Devilman. Captain Harlock 1 through 3. I have a mangaization of Dracula because one day my brain snapped in two and I was like, I gotta get Dracula. Then we have A Drunken Dream, which this is actually is not something I'm supposed to have. It has uncorrected proof. I found this in a Goodwill, so I guess I'm lucky. Oh, I can't get you back on the shelf safely now, so I'm just gonna put you right down there. But like it's a short shoujo anthology with a bunch of series by this specific person. So yeah, and then we have Hapira. This is another interesting one. It's like a picture book, and I like it a whole bunch. I love the artwork in it. Then we have Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind. I'm so sorry, I'm getting my fingers in the way. Volumes 1 and 2, and I love me some Nausicaa. If you're a fan of the movie, this goes on for a lot longer than the movie does. I do like the movie a whole bunch, but this one just has like more story to it because it's thicker. Then we have Super Mario Adventures, which is just just cute Mario stuff. And then we have a JoJo art book. I don't really collect art books too much. All art books I have just sort of end up in my collection. I think I only have 2 art books though. But yeah, I love JoJo's, and I just found that at a convention randomly, and I'm like, I could buy that. And then we have Pandora Hearts. It's all the volumes of Pandora Hearts. Again, they're being stacked up behind here. But I love Pandora Hearts, another one of my personal favorites. Just, such a good time. Such a good time. And then we have The Earl and the Fairy, which is one of the first manga series that I actually owned. And it has such big nostalgic value for me. I love me some Earl and Fairy. Then we have Haunted House, which I pretty much only picked up because I thought the cover was just the best thing I've ever seen. It's so stupid. I love it. Look at him go. That's camp. That is camp. I don't care what any of you say. And then we have two Satoshi Kon works, Tropic of the Sea and Opus. I love Satoshi Kon. He's one of my favorite directors. Tokyo Godfathers, like, is my favorite movie ever made. And I just wanted to pick up a couple of his manga, because, like, he wrote good manga, too. And then we kind of are moving on to a Tezuka section. Some Tezuka, grandfather of manga. I love his work so much. I like collecting his work, but I'm going to say, despite how much I love his work, some of it's bad, so I don't have that. I have the ones that I like, and hopefully more of his stuff will get re-released eventually. And so that is Captain Ken, this guy right here, Space Western. Storm Fairy, Crime and Punishment, Brave Dan, Dororo, one of the best ones. My favorite is actually Blackjack, which I have the first 4 volumes to, and hopefully one day I do want to see if I can end up, like, collecting all of Blackjack, but, like, currently it is very hard to get your hands on because it's, oopsie, out of print. But I like the ones I have, and, like, there's not really any story to follow, so I don't really have a big reason to, like, go out after it, despite it being, like, my favorite Tezuka work. I think it's just, like, the most consistently good, because I love a lot of his works. They're just so tight, they don't vibe well. Then we have Princess Knight, my beloved. I love it. I love it so much. I love Princess Knight. I love that it got re-released, and I'm so happy. And I have Twin Knight, which is the sequel to it that follows the Princess Knight's children, and it's great and a good time. Then we have Astro Boy, the Omnibus, Volume 1 and 4. I believe all the issues of this recently got reprinted, so go ahead, pick those up. I highly recommend it. I personally prefer Astro Boy and all of its anime adaptations, specifically the 2003 one, but only the sub of that one. The dub, like, really neutered a lot of it. But I have volumes 1 and 4 collected. 1 because it's the first one, it has a lot of his more iconic stories, and 4 because I love the cover so much, and it also has stories with, like, Euron and Cobalt in it, who I love, and they don't get enough, or especially Cobalt doesn't get enough love. And yeah, I have those too. Another reason why I don't really like collecting this one is because they're so thick and so small. I'm not against collecting omnibuses. I know some people don't like collecting bricks, but, like, this one is, like, too small and too thick to become, for, like, me to be comfortably able to read. So I'm not, like, itching to, like, ever reread these. So I'm happy with the 2 that I got. And then moving on to, ooh boy, shelf number 2. We have the Sailor Moon section, my beloved, my wonderful, my perfect. I love Sailor Moon so much. And we're starting off with Sailor V, Sailor Moon, the original series, and then the short stories. And I know you're probably thinking, there's 2 other Sailor Moon releases at this point, the Eternal editions, and then, like, the more compact Eternal editions. They have, like, slightly updated, translations, but I really think the translations are, like, updated enough for me to, like, want to go out and recollect it, and these ones have, like, such nostalgic volume for me. This was, like, one of the first volumes of manga that I've ever owned, volume 2 of Sailor Moon specifically, and it has such value, and I don't care if it has, like, some weird wonky mistranslations at some points. I know they're there. I'm a Sailor Moon super fan. I'm always on the websites. But it's great. Another really important nostalgic series to me. My wonderful, my beloved Tokyo Mew Mew. It is perfection. It is perfect. Watch Tokyo New Mew and then go back and watch the original and read the original. They're fantastic and great. And you can see I was really rough with these when I was a kid, so the spine split in a few places. I got better with the third one, surprisingly, but I love Tokyo Mew Mew, like, so fun, so girly, so cute. I love magical girls. It's my favorite genre. I'm so happy. Then totally changing the vibe in the middle of the shelf with pretty much only shoujo on it is Bobobo. It's funny, it's silly, it's goofy. It has a very weird release in America, and I don't think we're ever going to fully get it, but I got this one because I love me some Bobobo. And then we have Kami-sama Kiss. You're gonna say, Aaron, Kami-sama Kiss has 25 volumes. Why do you only have 16 here? And you say it's completed. I have the rest currently in the mail, and I'm hopefully gonna get them this month, so I just moved all the volumes over here, like, in preparation. But Kami-sama Kiss is a good, fun time. I love it so much. I love me some yokai stories. And this one is just some yokai stories with all that emotional shoujo flavor that we all love so much. Oh, and then below here, we got a pretty interesting shelf. We have, Rogue Queen, Eternal Road Trip of Love. This I don't think is a manga, but I have it on here anyway, because, you know, my collection, my rules. Next to that, it's Itsubu. It's a horror manga. I wouldn't say it's a very good horror manga, but I don't know, it has, like, a grip on me, and I don't know why. Then we have, Iceland down here. I don't know, I found it one day, and it was really interesting, and here's, a Japanese volume of The Cat Returns. Cat Returns is one of my favorite Ghibli movies, and I just found that at a convention one day, and it's like, I need that. Then we have Tagami Bachi, that's completed. I love Tagami Bachi. Gengaku Picasso. I don't see a lot of people talking about this series, but it's probably, like, one of my favorite Shonen Jump titles. It's very short, too. Next up, we got Alice 19th. Very good shoujo, by the same author as, you might know her better for Fushigi Yugi and maybe even Ceres, but I like Alice 19th a whole lot, and it's also one of the easier ones to get for me. So we're going with Alice 19th, plus Anima, old Tokyo Pop release, but 1 through 10, I think it's just a fun time with, like, that early 2000s, like, shonen art style that I eat up. Then Phantom Fusion, 5-volume series. Very good, very magical girl. Has some stuff in it that I don't like, but also, like, I got it. It's so good. Then at the front we have Sugar Sugar Rune Volume 1. I want to collect this entire thing, but you can't because it's too expensive. Vampire Game Volume 1. This was actually one of the first volumes I have collected too. You can tell because of the water damaged spine, because I was awful at taking care of manga back then. I'm better now. Next up, we got Pet Shop of Horrors, Volumes 2 and 7. I do want to collect more Pet Shop of Horrors, but it's very hard to find. So hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on that eventually, but if not, I'm fine. It's a more episodic series, and I adore it so much. Saint Tail Volume 1. Love me some Saint Tail. I think I am good with having one volume of Saint Tail. It's not my all-time favorite Magical Girl series, but I will say, she has like one of my all-time favorite Magical Girl outfits. It's so simple and cute, and I love that. And just all the colors vibe together so well, it sparks joy. And then Twin Signal, probably the weirdest thing in my collection that I own. I have no clue what the deal with the series is. But I just have it, and it's like, it's fun and interesting. Then Yokai Rental Shop, Volumes 1 through 4, a good time. Grand Gru Orchestra, I never know how to say that word, 1 through 5. Goldfish, Volumes 1 through 3. Demon Diary, which I do believe is a manhwa, but my collection, my rules, 1 through 7. This was another really nostalgic one for me. All my school libraries always had Demon Diary, and I was always so excited to get it. Hollow Field, which I also don't think is a manga, but who cares? And this one is actually slowly falling apart. You can see the spine's crinkling so bad, and I don't know why it's like this, because I don't really go back and reread this one too often. Like, why are you like this? The Magic Knight Rayearth, Volumes 1 and 2. I do think that this year, Magic Knight Rayearth is going to be getting a paperback re-release, and I want to go collect those because, these are very uncomfortable for me to read because they're very small and very thick, but I love Rayearth. It's my favorite work by Clamp. It's just, ooh, so good. And then we have Night School, also not a manga, Come Here and Fight Me, but it's also so nostalgic for me, one of the first, series that I read that really got me into comics. And then below here, on the bottom shelf, we have Claymore, All of Claymore, I Love Me Claymore. We have Gegegon no Kitaro, which is, classic yokai series, which I adore. Watch the 2018 anime, because it is peak. It's great. Then we have Wanted, which is a single volume. It's a pirate manga. I think more manga should be about pirates. I don't know why we don't have more. Fairy Cube 1 through 3. Dream Saga 1 through 5, another very nostalgic series for me. Same manga, actually, as Saint Tail. Hide and Closer 1 through 7, and then a few Majora's Mask manga, specifically Phantom Hourglass, because I like line back a whole bunch. Majora's Mask, because that's my favorite Zelda game, and then Four Swords 1 and 2, because I do think that is the best, one of the best Zelda manga that at least I've read. And then below here we have Captive Hearts of Oz. Ooh, don't you love seeing a library copy? Isn't that fun? I'm a huge Wizard of Oz fanatic, so I gotta get my hands on anything Wizard of Oz I can find. Gotta say, not one of the best ones, but it's Wizard of Oz. What are you gonna do about it? Then we have, oh my god, one of my all-time favorites, A Jin 1 through 17. It is perfect, wonderful, beautiful, great. And honestly, it's something that it's a series that I think that I'd hate, just hearing the summary of it, but I don't know, just something about everything else, which is a good testament to, read stuff that doesn't, fall into, demographics you often do, because you could be, having, an entire life-changing series right in front of you and just, never read it. And then we have Jana and the Dragon Newt's Seven Kingdoms, very long title. Cute short series, Nicolette traveling around the demon world. I guess these two are very alike. Girl from the Other Side, classic, beautiful, wonderful, great. They're releasing these in hardcovers, but I like the paperbacks. And then we have Blackbard, which is another weirder one that I have, but I really love Blackbard anyway. Before moving back to the ongoing shelf, here's some manga I have displayed in my room that I just wanted to bring up for this. Twisted Visions, a Junji Ito art book. A Jin, kind of a production notebook for the anime that came with the Blu-ray. Sailor Moon Super S, the old Tokyo Pop release. I just found this one day, and I just keep it in my room for display because I love the artwork on it. A Sailor Jupiter that I found once. It is very torn up and beat up, but Sailor Jupiter is my favorite. And then just a old novelization of I think one of the Sailor Moon episodes. And I just wanted to keep that. So next up, we're actually moving over to the ongoing shelf. And of course, it's starting off with JoJo's. I'm completely up to date with JoJo's, one of my favorites. I love JoJo so much. I love those men and their stupid adventures. And the next up, we have the Soul Eater Perfect Editions. I love these editions. I have my gripes, but I think once you have all of the yellow covers next to each other, it actually looks really nice. And it's just good, and I love Soul Eater. Then Land of Illustrious, volumes 1 through 11. The pain I feel while reading this series is immeasurable, but I love it so much. Wish Had a Tell Year. The wonder and joy I feel while reading this series, it's unmatched. Gangsta, currently on hiatus because the author is having health issues. Take all the time you need. Your health is more important, but Gangster is a fun, good time. PTSD Radio, author is also on hiatus because I believe they think that the manga cursed them. Take your time. It's fine. Your health is more important. A Devil's Candy, which is actually a English language manga, but I really like it. I always love a monster school setting. Number 6, volume 1. Very good, very good. Then below here, it's a bit harder to actually see, but this is Way of the House Husband, all that's currently out of that one. Fun comedy series. To Your Eternity, all that's currently out of that one. Children of the Whales, you can actually see all that's currently out of that one. This is Toki Rhetoric, new series, very good. QQ Sweeper, I have everything up to date aside from volume 1, or QQ Sweeper and Queen's Quality, because QQ Sweeper came first and Queen's Quality is a sequel series to it. So it's these 3 volumes in Queen's Quality. And I have everything but the first volume of QQ Sweeper because I can't find it anywhere. And I have no clue when reprints are going to be. Hey, wouldn't it be nice if like companies were like transparent on when they're going to restock their series? That would be like so fun and cool, I think. Wouldn't it? I do. Then we have Die Dark, same manga as actually Doro Hidero. This one's just a good time so far. I'm really enjoying it. I love the author and her sense of humor. It is so like darkly goofy. I love it so much. Then I'll actually touch on the comics I have here. And we have volumes 1 through 8. It's going to be 9 volumes. Amulet is like one of the most important series to me of all time. I think it pretty much, if it wasn't for this series, I don't think I would be interested in comics the way I am. It's just such an important series to me, and I'm very excited to see how Book 9 goes. I have a lot of feelings about this series. I think the first 3 volumes of Amulet are like the most peak fiction, and then it starts like going into a direction that I'm not really a fan of, but I'm such a big fan of the 3 volumes. Like I need them. Then we have Wind 1 and 2. Just a fun time, like seeing where it goes. And then back to our manga. I'm sorry guys, that was scary. We have the case study of Vanitas, volumes 1 through 8, same manga as Pandora Hearts. Just a good fun time. I wouldn't say at the moment it is like as strong as Pandora Hearts, but I love the characters, the artwork's always beautiful. Story, I want to see where it goes. Then we have Hinamatsuri, volumes 1 through 17. This one is almost done. It's going to be 19 volumes in total, and I'm just waiting for those to release. Or I think 19 volumes, unless the publisher does something weird. So yep, it's just a fun little, like, cute comedy slice of life series. But I do not like how short this one is compared to the others. I bought this one used. I buy most of my manga used. Yeah, if you're wondering, like, you have so much manga. I've been collecting for almost 10 years. So, like, it's not something I bought all in one day. And also, like, I, like, buy with sites that that have, like, sales. I use, like, sites that, give you, like, discounts. I buy stuff used. It's just, like, I don't buy everything fully color priced. If you don't cover price, like, it has taken time for me to get my manga collection to be this big. Then we have Kageki Shoujo, The Curtain Rises. Very, very beautiful, very wonderful. I can't wait to get more of this series. It's such a good time. And in the Beginning, which is technically a prequel to Astro Boy, of just seeing our little guys make their first robot. Then we have Mob Psycho 100, volume 1 through 10, and then Reagan. I love Mob Psycho 100, so good, so great. The anime recently ended with the 3rd season, and it is one of my favorite things ever. So yeah. Moving on to the shelf, we have Inuyasha volumes, all of them, 1 through 18 of the Vizbags. I have everything except volume 14. For some reason, I just can't find that anywhere. I'm just waiting for it to come back in stock so I can buy it. But I love Inuyasha. It's a classic. It's a big comfort for me. Gotta have it. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, volumes 1 through 9. You can see like how crusty some of these used ones I bought are because it's Dragon Ball and you can get them used everywhere. But it's Dragon Ball. It's good. I just wanted to have Vegeta with me at all times. So who doesn't? So I just bought the entire thing. Then we're kind of moving on to our Pokemon section. So it's kind of like weirdly laid out. Pokemon Adventures, the collector's editions, volume 1 through 10. Then I have Heart Gold Soul Silver, which I love dearly. Then I have the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire of Adventures, solely because Archie and Maxie are my favorite like Pokemon characters, and I need to have them with me at all times. Otherwise, I don't know what I'll do. Then I have the weirder like 90s things, which are the Electric Tales of Pikachu, the Pokemon manga written by a hentai artist. And you can't tell here too much, but you can sure tell in the original uncensored released. And then we have Magical Pokemon Adventure, which is very cute, very good. I'm honestly always surprised that we don't have like more Pokemon America, like over Pokemon manga over like in America or the West. Because, like, there's tons of it. Like, I would assume, like, at least, like, Rayburst would get, like, an American edition, but, like, there's tons of Pokemon manga that's just, like, never been brought over. Or, like, it was brought over once in the 90s, then never again. I'm just surprised. Because, you know, it's Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, guys. I'm sorry I'm like this. Pokemon is, like, one of the huge franchises that I am very much into. Talk to me about Pokemon in the comments, guys. Please, I'm begging you. And with that, we're just going to finish off with talking about a lot of the comics I have over here. And we're moving on to the comics. I had to divide this up into 2 parts. So now we have a lot of my floppies that I own. I'm not really going to jump into them. A lot of good stuff in here, though. If you want me to do a video, maybe comment and I'll show what's in there. But I did take one of them out just for the sake of showing it off, because it is very important to me, which is the Underburbs. This is a very important comic series to me. Since I was really young, you can tell because the spine is absolutely zoinked, because young me didn't know it was a bad idea to put a comic in a swim bag, so whoops. But this is also an indie comic series, and you're going to tell that I actually have a lot of indie comic series on here, because there used to be a convention close to where I live, where they would just have a bunch of indie comic creators and come, and you can buy their stuff. And I went to that for years, and then of course during the pandemic they had to not do it anymore, because it's a bad idea to have conventions during pandemics, which I totally understand, but I am so bummed that it never came back, because it was such a cool opportunity to pick up comics that were not from big publishers. So next up we got Cryptic Club, No Scarred, Through the Woods, The Amazing Screw-On Head, Gish, and the first 2 Gish books, and then Curse of the Chosen. These 3 are actually all in the same series. They're all being released, I believe, under the Curse of the Chosen title now. And I'm so bummed, because these hardcover editions are so beautiful. And I really think the print quality on Curse of the Chosen is not that good. But I love Gesh so much. It's so good. Please talk to me about it. Then we have Adventure Time Sugary Sweets. I am a huge Adventure Time fan, so I got to pick that up. Lady Skylark, which is another indie comic. Then next to that we got a Vagabond, other indie horror anthology. A Scary Godmother. If you're a 2000s kid, you know Scary Godmother. I watched it when I was young and it changed my brain chemistry forever. Cheshire Crossing, very fun there. We have Giant the Homicide Maniac and Squee, which are both series done by Jonan Vasquez. If you don't recognize that name, he's the creator of Invader Zim. And if you also Invader Zim, and also if you don't know, I was a very edgy child, and it was my gospel. Then next to that, we got Rapunzel's Revenge and Calamity Jack, 2 very nostalgic series for me, so I kind of had to have them. Pandemonium, another good one. Another Kind, a very good one. I love Another Kind. Nimona, which I'm so excited because it had a movie that was being made for it that got canceled because Disney was being Disney, and the movie finally got picked up again. I love Nimona. It's such a good time. I'm so excited to see how the movie turns out too. Then we have Blackwater, fantastic one. Space Battle Lunchtime, which I think is a fantastic series for all ages, and I highly recommend it. Neverlanders, another fantastic series, but I do wish it was longer than it was. It has a lot of great characters that I wish just got more time to develop. Newsprint and Endgame, these are other great ones. Courtney Crumman, a very nostalgic one for me as well. Who doesn't love a spooky witch girl? Then we got Rose, which is the prequel to Bone, and Bone is one of, I think, the most important comic series ever. And if you haven't read Bone, what are you doing? Get on that right now. Next up, we have The Wizard of Oz, which is a novelization of the first book of the Wizard... Not a novelization, a comic version of the first book of Wizard of Oz. Very good. Argato Cosmo, I believe it's called. I like the series. I like the first book a whole lot, and I picked this one about a convention too, and it was by a small publisher that were planning on translating a bunch of French comics, because that's what it was. They were planning on translating French comics and bringing them over to America, and I like that. I like having comics from all different countries, but I've only ever been able to find this one, so I think they might have been out of business, and I'm so upset. Then we have Comicscape. I adore Comicscape. It's just a fun, cute time. I highly recommend it. It's more slice of lifey, which typically I'm not much into slice of life stuff, but sometimes you need a few cute slice of life ones, and also to support indie creators. Then we got Zeta the Space Girl 1 through 3, Mark and the Gillies, very cute time there. Oh, I missed you. That's At Dusk, a nice little horror comic. Then we have, I actually moved down here so I could take out other books easier. It's Sailor Twain and the Mermaid of the Hudson. I really adore this series, or I really adore this book, but I do think the cover looks a lot more like a book cover than like a novel cover than a comic cover, and I found that really confusing, but it's really good nonetheless. Then we have actually Witch volumes 1 through 22, and I love Witch, I adore Magical Girls, I love Witch so much. The comic, the show, it's both peak. I love it so much. And I highly recommend it to even especially young readers, because they'll adore it. And even older readers, read Witch. I have only collected up to volume 22. There are a bunch more though, but I'm gonna stop at 22 because, to be totally honest with you, I think it gets kind of bad after 22, because I believe a lot of the original creators left due to be this could be a marketing thing, and then it gets bad. It switches story formats really quick, and it's just not, I don't really like it much. If you like it, good for you. I just didn't like the direction it took. Then next to that we actually have Earthbound Party, which is just a Earthbound fanzine. Earthbound is one of my favorite Earthbound/Mother is my favorite like game franchise like ever, probably next to Pokemon. So kind of have to do it like that. I'm moving you two down. I'm going to talk about you last. Snapdragon. I love Snapdragon. So good, so cute. I love it so much. Vampire and Garlic and the Witch. First one, second one, they're both very fantastic. Drama. Other classic series I read when I was very young. Right here we have Fairlane the Goblin, another indie comic. I liked it a whole bunch. It was super cute. Then for the last two, I have Beetle and the Hollow Bones, and they're a very good, cute series. And let me pick you up, Mooncakes. So those are all the comics I have. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. What manga and comics are in your collection? Please tell me, and have a great day.